Will Sophie Cunningham be in the season opener of the Fever versus the Sky tomorrow after drilling a half-court shot at practice today? Caitlin Clark says, I think her ankle is fine. And Dominique Malonga has entered the Rookie of the Year race already. So we are 1 day away from the Fever versus the Chicago Sky, highly anticipated game tomorrow, which I will be going live for if you'd like to join me. I'll be going live again with Venom from Venom Reacts. But Sophie Cunningham did go down in the preseason game where the Fever played the Atlanta Dream with an ankle injury. She was helped off the court. She did not return, leading to a lot of speculation that she will not be in the season opener for the Fever versus the Chicago Sky. However, since she went down, she has been walking around. She is not wearing a boot. She is not limping. So things don't look serious, which is great because a rolled ankle can go two ways. It can be something that heals fairly quickly, and it can be something that you cannot play on for a month and a half. But today, in practice for the Indiana Fever, the team was shooting their half-court shots as they do. And who makes it? Sophie Cunningham from half court. Things aren't looking too bad on that ankle now, are they? Let's just watch this again because look at how Caitlin Clark reacts. And if you guys didn't hear from Sophie Cunningham's celebratory screaming, she says, I told you guys I'm ready to play. And apparently Scott Agnes was there. He is a reporter in Indianapolis. He posted on X saying that he heard Caitlin Clark say, I think her ankle is fine. However, after the shot, Stephanie White was interviewed and she was asked about Sophie Cunningham's status after making said shot. And Steph White, she's so cautious. She's just like, we are taking it day by day. And that's what she's listed on the injury list. She's listed as a day-by-day status. So they're taking it day by day. She says she's been doing good, and they're going to make a final decision tomorrow.
Sophie made the half-court shot, and she said, I told you guys I'm ready to play. Do you anticipate her playing tomorrow, or what's her status?
I mean, you take off 3 days of practice and then come and try to get the money on half-court shot. I think that's a little fraudulent. I don't know. I think that she's made great progress. I think the biggest thing is perspective, right? We don't want to do anything that will set her back, that will hinder her progress. I think we have 6 games in the first 14 days. So we'll be cautious. The last 48 hours have been really good. So the training staff will look at her in the morning and then we'll make a decision from there.
And if you didn't see yesterday when Stephanie White was interviewed and asked and talking about Sophie Cunningham's injury, there's Sophie Cunningham right behind her, kind of joking around, all cheekily, dribbling and saying, put me in, coach.
We'll be able to do.
Put me in on the sideline and talk. That's about all I'm ready to play. She sat over there and just talked the whole time. I'm going crazy. Yes, she's going crazy. Again, she just continues to be a day-to-day. She makes every 24 hours. She seems to make great progress. So we'll just, it's a long season. So we want to make sure that we're making the best long-term decisions when it comes to her health and wellness.
And, Sophie Cunningham has not really been practicing with the team. She's been showing up. She's been walking around, no boot, totally fine, not limping. But she did take part in today's practice, or at least today's half-court element of practice. So she is kind of getting her workout on now. And Sophie Cunningham was spectacular in the Fever's first preseason game when they played the Mystics, dropping 21 points, lots of rebounds. She was just the spark plug that the Fever needed to just kind of get things going against the Mystics, who, by the way, seemed like they were like coming at them like this was like a real game. She revved up the crowd. She got the energy flowing. She got the juices going. And I'm of the mind that if it were up to Sophie Cunningham, she would be suiting up and she would be on that roster. I think she would put herself in the starting lineup. But this is the thing. I think that it is kind of important. She is an integral member to this team. And the reason I'm saying this is because I love Sid Colson. I don't think that she will be coming off the bench for many minutes for many games. I think that they're often going to be taking Clark out and putting Sophie Cunningham in to run the floor, to play the point, because she showed some really good signs of being able to come in as a backup floor general, just kind of run things on the floor while Caitlin Clark takes a rest. Her facilitating wasn't bad. Like, her defense is great. Like, you know, she can also spot up, and they're doing a motion offense, so they'll all be like moving around from position to position. So I don't see this as being a big problem for Sophie to come in for a few minutes a game and possibly back up Caitlin Clark. Moving on to Dominique Malonga. Now, Dominique Malonga has been getting a lot of buzz. There's been a lot of people talking about her. She is 19 years old, and just to put it into perspective, she is at 19 years old entering a league as a rookie where other rookies are 23, 22, and 23 years old. Now, just imagine Dominique Malonga averaging 15 points a game, 10 rebounds, 1.5 assists, more than 1 steal. Like, this is like, these are good stats. And this is the French league, which is a very competitive team, even compared to the United States. They almost took the gold in the US Olympics. As a matter of fact, Dominique Malonga was guarding A'ja Wilson, giving her a hard time, being really pesky. And honestly, to guard A'ja Wilson is no small feat for a seasoned vet. And she was 19 years old when she was doing this. So imagine how much better she's going to be in those 4 years where it takes her from being 19 to 23 in the WNBA. This is some scary stuff, and this is an elite player. And she is 6'6" with a 7'1" wingspan, and she can dunk, and it doesn't look like a modified layup. Not a lot of people were talking about her until just before she did enter the draft, and she got chosen at number 2. Like, this is somebody who was not talked about, who was chosen second behind none other than Paige Beckers out of all of the players from NCAA and some other players from overseas. Second. She is currently on the Seattle Storm roster, having been drafted by them, and she sits alongside other big, Ezi Magbagor, who is also a really great big. So I'm not exactly sure what they're planning. I know that, she's a rookie and she is 19, so I don't see the Seattle Storm putting her in the regular rotation, at least not at first, and they're not really known for doing that anyway. But the upside of Dominique Malonga is scary. And the sheer hype that she is bringing around the league, just around her dunking, is getting into the minds of other players and other teams. She said that she was going to be dunking. She promised that in an interview when she was interviewed during the WNBA draft. So she's definitely going to dunk. It had Rickea Jackson post on her Twitter, "Please God, don't let me be dunked on by Dominique Malonga." And people are talking about her in the Rookie of the Year race. Now, will she get enough usage to be Rookie of the Year? Because honestly, I see Paige Beckers as being a shoo-in for Rookie of the Year. I think Sonia Citron could also come from behind and take that from her. But Dominique Malonga, if she gets enough usage, I definitely see her in this conversation. So the Indiana Fever are set to face off against the Chicago Sky. And I gotta tell you, the Chicago Sky looks a lot better than I first anticipated them looking, with the exception of Ariel Atkins, who kind of hasn't showed up yet. I think a lot of people had a lot of high hopes for Ariel Atkins. But, Angel Reese is kind of getting used to a different position where she does a lot more facilitating. She'll still be on the glass getting those rebounds. And, I think Angel Reese has had a lot to work work on as far as what her form is, just like a lot of the logistics of cleaning up her game, but she is a formidable opponent, especially on defense. There is nobody that I have seen lock up Asia Wilson, lock up Nafisa Collier, and lock up the best players in the league like Angel Reese. So I think this will be a good game. I think these two teams definitely want to beat each other. And with both of these teams adding a lot of newness, a lot of new key players, this is going to be a great game. And just to reiterate, I will be going live on my channel here with Venom Reacts, and we will just be providing commentary, a little bit of color, what we think is happening during the game, why these things are happening. So feel free to join, hop in the chat, like chop it up, we can go back and forth, and I will see you tomorrow.